Good morning, traders. So let's get started with the Aussie. Now, you can see I've drawn a line on the high and the low of the weekly at the moment. Okay, let's adjust that slightly. So you can see that's pretty much the range that we're in for the week, and you can see it's a range bar that's forming so far as well. So pretty much we are range bound for now. Okay, now I just want to get down to the daily. There's nothing really else here that stands out. And you can see that that weekly range is also the range of yesterday. Okay, so there a few things on the charts. On the daily Ichimoku, we've broken through price. We've got Dickinson pointing to the upside, and we finally had a golden cross. And we have one bit of the cloud pointing upside, but the other half of the cloud is flat. Okay, and you've got a very flat Kijinsen. Okay, so nothing really to read into there. We know we're range bound. We can see we're in a bigger range. So here's the bottom of the bigger range. There's the top. Okay, what does concern me is the grouping of the oscillators. You can see when we group, there is always potential for a move to the downside. So we group at the top, there's potential for the downside move. We group to the bottom, there's a potential for upside move. So at this stage, we are starting to group towards the upside. So, and we're top of a range. So the odds are that we are going to bounce to the downside. Doesn't mean we're going to fall to the floor, but there is definitely a higher probability of move to the downside. So the frustrating thing is that this range bar, you'll see as we drill down through the lower time frames, was pretty much sort of, you see the 4 hour of yesterday, where we're in there. But you'll see now in even lower time frames that this range was formed in the first second half hour of trading yesterday. So, yeah, it's not easy to trade scenarios like that. Okay, so from the 4 hour perspective, we are bullish. Okay, so Ichimoku is pointing to the fact that we are bullish, and we may find some support here off Kijinsen. Okay, so if we find support on Kijinsen and we move to the upside, then so be it. You can say we are bullish and life is good. But I don't see a clear signal that is indicating that at the moment. Okay, so you can see, okay, it wasn't quite the second half hour, but pretty close. Okay, so there was the first half hour of trading. So the first half hour real trading. This was the 8:30 bar, so pre-market open. Here was the first half hour, and that was the bulk of the trading. And I think you could probably even go down half hour. There you go. First 30 minutes of trading. Pretty much first 20 minutes of trading. And first 24 minutes of trading is basically what formed that range. Anyway, so from a oscillator perspective, there's nothing here indicating that we may be at the bottom. So we're not oversold at all. We're just hovering in the middle. So there's nothing to read into that. There's no diversions. There's really nothing there indicating anything right now. We are in the cloud. Okay, so if you look at the hour, we are in the cloud. We've had a twist. Okay, and we may be heading for a bearish crossover here, and then a break through the cloud. So we may very well be heading for some downward motion here. So the way I'm going to look at this is as follows. We are okay, and this kind of stuff. So I'm going to assume that this was a rejection of this original downward trend. So this was the original downward trend. Okay, you can see how we had 1, 2, and then we got a third touch, and then all of a sudden we burst through it and then came back in. So I'm going to leave that trend line in. As you can see, we rejected it at the close as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to draw another line in here. Okay. Right. Now, if I do that, we have a touch. So that was a first touch, second touch. Then we kind of broke through, rejected it. So let's just take it as a third touch. Then we've got 4, 5, 6 candles that have touched that bottom line. Okay. So this is either the new trend or this is the new trend. So in other words, we have a triangle. The daily is indicating that we've got some downward motion to come, and the lower time frames are confused. There's nothing there to tell us anything. So I think for me today is to watch what happens with this triangle. If it breaks the upside, then we've got then we trade to the upside. If it breaks the downside, then we're going to trade to the downside. And that's kind of what the play is going to be for me today anyway. And it will be done off the 12-minute time frame, possibly even down to the 6 minutes. And yeah, so that's pretty much the way I'm going to be trading this. You can see on the 12-minute time frame we are kind of confused really. We are below the cloud, but that's the only thing that's there. But have a look at the oscillators. I remember what I've said. When they turn far apart like this, that's normally an indication of a violent move. Okay, so you can see there's a grouping, and we move to the downside. There's a grouping, we move to the upside. Okay, there's a grouping, we move to the downside. Okay, here we turn far apart, and we have a pretty violent move to the upside. See that? There's a grouping, and we meander to the downside. So for me right now, we have a potential crossover. They'll need to cross over for me to be for the confirmation to come in. But if they cross over and start pointing down far apart like this, you can anticipate a break of this trend line, this down with the bottom line of the triangle. Okay, so this could be a fake out, this massive rejection bar that we had here yesterday. So this could be a fake out of the triangle, and the break is going to happen to the downside. So that's kind of where my bias is at the moment, but be cautious of a bias. So what we'll do is we'll wait for confirmation of what's going on. But at this stage, it's a rejection off the cloud. I don't have the trigger span below price, and I don't have a bearish crossover, but I do have a cloud. So I've got 1 out of 3 signals required for me to say this is bearish. So anyway, so I think for today we'll wait and see what happens at the open. And let's just have a quick look at international markets before we close this video off. And everything is pretty flat. So yeah, 10 cents down 0.5%. I mean, that's the only notable thing that we have here. Apart from that, everything's relatively flat. So yeah, so that's what I'll be doing today. I suppose if we sum it up, wait and see. But my bias is to the downside at the moment if I look at the lower time frames. Anyway, guys, I hope that helps. And if you like what you hear, please give us a thumbs up, drop us a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, catch you guys later. Cheers, man.